All right, hi everyone. What we're going to work on today is trying to fill out our 1040 form. So there's a lot that goes into it, but I'm going to try and make it as step-by-step as I possibly can. So I'm going to be switching back and forth to different forms and so on and so forth just to talk about them. So I hope it's not too bad to follow along. So we're going to do a problem from start to finish and fill out the 1040 form. So this is the 1040 form. All right, so this is our individual income tax return for the 2019 season. So again, this goes from January 2019 to December 2019. So this is the form people are filling out right now for their taxes. Okay, so our first question that we're going to do, okay, so we're going to talk to Margaret and Brian Sullivan, and we are going to fill out the tax form for them. Okay, so we're going to start with their information, which means that we're going to start with the first page, and we're going to put zeros in for their social security number because we don't ever want to give those out. But we're going to fill in their address, we're going to put in their child, and we're going to at least get their demographics in. Okay, so let's go over here. So they are going to be filing jointly, and it says in the problem. So we're going to be filing jointly for them. Okay, and let's get their address and their names in there right away. Okay, sorry about that. So first one is Brian. No middle initial is given. Okay, and the last name is O'Sullivan. Okay, we're going to put zeros in for the Social Security. And we might as well just put the zeros in for the spouse's Social Security number. All right, his spouse's name is Margaret. Okay, their address is 12 Rumbottom Street in Arlington, New York, with a zip of 112603. Okay, all right, and they are not contributing to the presidential campaign. They don't live in a foreign province or for foreign postal code, and they don't have more than 4 dependents. Okay, so they have one dependent, and that dependent's name is Carol. So we're going to fill out Carol here. All right, again, so zeros for the Social Security number. And the relationship to them would be daughter. All right. Now they're not filling out any tax credit or anything else along these lines right now. All right. So that takes care of our first problem. So let's take a look at our second one here. Then we have all kinds of information here about Brian and Margaret. So this is kind of an example of their W-2, like their taxes withheld, their Social Security, state income. For each and one, they just put it here in a box. All right, so the first question is they give you all kinds of information about their interest. So we have 812 from the Seaford Bank and 877 from the Buffalo Bank. Then they have stock dividends of 444 from GM and 1,200 from Home Depot. We want to find the total income of their wages, their bank interest, and their stocks. So we're going to do 3 additions here. We're going to start with their wages, which is right here. And we're going to add those 2 values together. So let's label this wages. Okay. So 446,501. Round to the nearest dollar. The IRS doesn't really care about the cents. Okay. Then we're going to do interest. So 812 plus 877. And then, I forgot to total that. So the total of wages is $96,521. And the total of interest is 1,689. And then they also receive stocks or dividends, and that was 444 and 1,200. So that's 1,644. Okay, so we're going to use these values to input them in various spots on our form. So let's come back over to our form here. And if you notice, line 1 says wages, salaries, tips, blah, blah, blah. Attach your W-2. So in line 1, we're going to put their wages, which was $96,521. All right, and then the line 2A, okay, interest, qualifying taxable interest here, okay, right here, B, taxable interest. So their taxable interest was 1,689. Okay, now we're going to have to talk about this. And individual dividends was 1,644. Now, the IRS says that in the instructions, if you have more than $1,500 in your interest or your dividends, you have to fill out an additional form, which is called your Schedule B. Okay, so let's pull up the Schedule B. There it is. Okay, now I've already done that. And so in the Schedule B, we're going to list the banks and the interest, and then we're going to total that. All right. Now we don't have any other interest from bonds or anything along that lines, which is a different form, so we have 0 here. So line 4 is just the total of this entire column. Now part 2 says ordinary dividends, which means that this is your stocks. So we have GM and Home Depot, and again, you have to list them. Put the amounts, 444, with the 1,200, and then total them down here. Now this form gets attached to your 1040 form when you send everything into the IRS. Okay? All right. Now, now we have to look at, so I don't believe that gets added on to anything. Nope, because we listed it here and it's been attached in your Schedule B. Okay, so now let's take a look at number 3. Margaret was good enough, and she was lucky enough to win $900 in the state lottery. Unfortunately, she was unemployed for a few minutes, so a couple of weeks, so she had to collect $1,341 in unemployment. Now, Brian also had a small business of making leather crafts, so he was crafty and he made some money there, and was $698. And he also received royalties from a jingle that he wrote, because he also has a music business. So what is the total of the additional income? So we're going to take all 4 of these numbers and add them up. Okay, so we have $900 from the lottery, plus the $1,341 for unemployment, the $698 for the leather craft, and then the royalties, which was $1,987. Let's make that $88 because we're going to round up. So we're going to add those together, and we're going to put, that's $4,927. All right, so this is going to go 2 different places because this necessarily small business and royalties all have to go on a different form called the Schedule 1. So we're going to go over, let me get my Schedule 1. And again, I filled this out earlier. All right, so you would have to put the business income or lost, which was $698 here in line 3. You would have to put in rental, royalties, which is line 5 here, which was $1,988. All right, unemployment compensation, $1,341. other income. So we had to list the lottery there as well. So $900. So now we're going to add that up, which we already did, which was $4,927. Okay, and again, this form would be attached to the 1040 form. Okay. All right, so now this is also going to be listed under a line in the 1040 form on line 7A, where it says other income, and this is again from the Schedule 1 that we just filled out. So 7A gets the $4,927. Okay, and again, this is listing everything, every possible income that you have coming into you. All right, so let's go to number 4 here. It says, what is the Sullivans' total income on everything, all their income so far? So we're going to take everything that we have here and we're going to add them up. And we're going to put it on line 7B because 7B says add lines 1 to all of these guys together, and that's going to give you your total income. So we're going to take the 96, the 96,521, add the 1,689, add the 1,644, plus the 4,927. Okay, and we're going to get $104,781. And that's going to go on lines 7B. So 104,781. And that is also going to go on line 8B because 8B says adjusted gross income. So that's going to give you your total amount. So 1,471. Okay. Now 8A is like if you had like a different schedule to put in there as well. All right. So far it looks like the Sullivans are paying tax on $104,000 and $704,781. Now that's an awful lot amount of money. So let's see if we can adjust this. They're going to take advantage of the standard deduction to lower their taxable income. Now, you don't have to take advantage of the standard deduction, but why wouldn't you, to lower your taxable income? So we're going to come over here, and it's always listed on the tax form. So it's right here, and it goes with line 9. There it is. And it's based on whether you're filing jointly, single, and so on. So according to this, they are married and filed jointly. So they're going to take a deduction of $24,400. And that's going to go in line 9. So line 9, we're going to write $24,900. Or $400. I don't know where I said 900. Okay. So let me write that over here. Okay. How much is their deduction? Would be $24,400. Okay, now, according to what we're going to do next, all right, we're going to, now they don't have any other deductions to take, so that would be line 10. So that $24,400 is going to go on line 11A. Okay. Now, we got to figure out what is their taxable income. So that means I'm going to take the 104,000. So 104,781, and I'm going to subtract the 24,400, and that's going to give me their taxable income, which is 80,381. And that's going to be how much we're going to look up in the table to figure out how much tax they're going to pay. Okay? All right. So far, it doesn't seem too bad. Where are we at here? Okay. All right. So let's try and figure out what is their taxable income. All right. So we got to figure out what's their tax. So again, we're going to go to that big long schedule, that taxable income table that we have in one of our files. We're going to look for 80,000. So I already have this here. So 381 would be between 80,350 and 80,400. They're in the married filed jointly column, which is our second column over. So they're paying $9,400 in tax. Okay, so their taxable income, they're paying $9,400 in tax. Okay. All right, so this was all on side one. Here we are on the second side. Okay. All right, so let's figure out their tax. We did that. Okay, so now let's take a look at where we put this. So their tax is $9,400, sorry. $9,400. They don't have anything else, so $9,400. Okay, so that's where it's going to go. All right, and let's keep going. Let's see. They don't have any child tax credits, which would give them additional tax. So line 14 is going to get 9,400, as well as line, let's see, there's nothing different. So total tax, 9,400. Okay. All right. So far it doesn't seem too bad. Now, what we're going to need to figure out, if you look at the next line, it says federal income tax withheld with their W-2s and 1099s. So we need to look at how much money did their employers already pay the federal government, and did they withhold enough money to pay all their tax? So we're going to come back up here to this and to their kind of our W-2 here, and let's say federal income withheld, and that's these two numbers, 4,761 and 4,101. So the question is did they withhold enough tax? So we're going to take those two numbers and add them together and see if they did enough money to cover for their taxes. So $4,761. I am going to use the cents here until I add these together, and then I'll round. And I got $8,862.30. Oops. Okay, so I don't think they had enough tax taken out, because according to this, they're supposed to pay $9,400 tax. They only had $8,862. So I don't think they had enough money taken out, which is what line 17 is asking. How much did they have taken out? So 8,860, we're going to round it to 62. So now what we're going to need to do is figure out the difference between what they paid and how much they owe. So what's the difference between the amount employers withheld and did they, basically the question is how much do they owe? So we're going to take that $9,400, subtract the $8,862, and when we do that, we're going to get $538. And that is how much money the Sullivans are going to need to pay to pay for their taxes. So let's see. Oh, total payments, they already made $8,862. And okay, the amount they owe, we're going to subtract 19 and 16, so that's going to be the $538. Okay, so what they would have to do is submit this form along with their Schedule 1, their Schedule Bs, put it all together in one big packet, put in their W-2s, sign off. Since they're filing jointly, the spouse would have to sign it, and they would have to include a check for $538. All right, let me know if you have any questions, guys. We're going to keep working through this. Stay safe by staying in.